Everybody, this is a guided walkthrough for the Most Cookies Challenge from the picoCTF platform as part of the picoCTF 2021 event. The description says, all right, enough of using my own encryption. Flask session cookies should be plenty secure. And they've got two links. So the first link is for the Python code that is being used to run the server. And the second link is the website where the site is being hosted. So let's go ahead and copy that link. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our web shell. We're going to download the file. So we're just going to wget and copy that Python file that's hosting the server. So anytime you're given some source code, you really need to take a look at that source code because it can be very, very insightful as to how the application actually works if you look at the stuff in that source code file. And to get started, let's talk a little bit about this. So this web application is using a Python Flask server, and Flask web applications create user session tokens using a standard method. Okay, so Flask session tokens are encrypted using a secret string, and if we're able to capture or brute force this secret, we could create our own valid Flask session tokens. So we see in the code here, we got cookie names equals, well, a bunch of different stuff. It's a list of different cookie names. And we've got app.secretKey, which is equal to random.choice cookie names. So the secret key is going to be it's going to be a random choice of one of these cookies inside of the cookie names list. So since we have the code, we know that this app uses a random item from the cookie names list as the value of the secret key. This code also lets us know that if the data embedded in the cookie has the veryauth equals admin value, then the flag will be revealed. So if session.get veryauth check session veryauth if check is admin, then response equals make response render template flag.html. So this will reveal the flag to us. So we can see all of this code inside of this file here in the text editor. So we've got our big list of cookie names over here, and then we see that random choice cookie names is what the secret key is specified as. And let's see. This is the section where it checks if we can get the flag. So I mean, the name of the function is called flag, and if our session cookie contains the admin value for veryauth, then we get the flag. So here's what we can do. We can go over to the application, and then we can. So the application's like this. There's a reset button up here. Okay, so welcome to my cookie search page now with the best security. So we know that there are all of these different cookie names, and we know that if the cookie name is admin, then we get the flag. So that doesn't appear to be a valid cookie. So we can't just directly give ourselves our admin cookie because the application is using this logic. So we're doing search right now, and the way we do search, the way we get cookies from the application is to run the search function here. So if name in request form and request form name in cookie names, we need to supply a cookie name that's in the list. So in the list here, they've got snickerdoodle, chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin, etc., etc. Admin is not in this list. So we can't actually get an admin cookie by having the application assign us one. but we can get another cookie. So if we wanted to get Snickerdoodle, we would go over to here, and then we would just type in Snickerdoodle. Okay, so I love Snickerdoodle cookies. That's a cookie not very special. And at this point, we've been assigned a cookie in our browser. So we got session cookie. So session is the default name of the session tokens for Flask applications. So we can copy this, and then we can go over to our web shell, for instance. Let's get out of here. Okay, so we could echo this out, and then we can decode it from base64. So the way we can identify that there's base64 encoded information in here for Flask cookies or JSON web tokens is that the values usually start with EY capital J. So we can't decode the entire thing because there are parts of the cookie that are not base64 encoded. But we can see, we need to decode. Okay, so very auth and Snickerdoodle. So we know that this is inside of our cookie. Very auth and Snickerdoodle. So the entire thing we can save this as let me grab that again. So we know that our current cookie has very auth with the value Snickerdoodle. And what we want is very auth with the value admin to get the flag. Okay, so how can we do this? There's a couple of different ways we can get this done. I'm going to show you how to do it with Python because the application is written with Python, so the most natural thing we could do is we could use Python code to figure out if we can brute force the actual cookie out of the application, because we know that the application is using one of these cookie names as the secret key, and if we can get the secret key, then we can make our own cookies. So let's see. So we got this script over here. So if you're wondering where all this stuff is, it's on the GitHub over here. Let me copy all that and then go back to the web shell. I'm trying to use the web shell to do more of these challenges because while not everybody has access to a Linux machine with a bunch of hacking tools on it, so might as well try to do it with the tools that picoCTF gives to us. We'll call this secretbrute.py. Okay, we'll paste in the code, and we'll try to understand what's going on inside of the script before we run it. So this script takes in the Flask token as an argument and attempts to brute force the valid secret key from the words on the cookie list. So we import a bunch of different modules related to Flask. We've got a cookie list with all the cookies from the other Python file, and then we've got secret tests with the secret as the argument, and we're trying to figure out if it is this secret that's being used. If it is the secret that is being used inside of our for loop in the later part of the code, then we'll be able to get a valid session token. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get a valid session token. And the only thing that we're going to do is we're going to try encoding or embedding a cookie with the different secrets. And if we're able to get a valid secret, then that is the secret, or that cookie is the secret. Anyways, let's save this out. We'll run the code, and we have to run it with the session token that we got, because we're taking information from the session token that we have in order to figure out what the proper key is. So where's that session token? Most cookies. Copy this, paste this in, run the script. So we got the value of the cookie, which is very often snickerdoodle, and we figured out that the fortune cookie is the one that's being used as the secret key. So we're going to use another script to write out another cookie that has the admin as the value for very auth. And the separate script is over here. Okay, so we're just gonna create, this is gonna be called make Flask token.py. Okay, so what does this script do? So this script is going to take in two arguments, a secret key for creating Flask session tokens and a cookie key value pair that we want to get embedded into the resulting Flask token. Okay, we import all of our modules here, and then we check if the number of arguments given to the script is 3. So Python /session.py secret key value pair, and we also check that if there is the correct format for the key value pair. So pair must be in the form key equals value. Okay. And then it creates the cookie using app secret key equals secret, which is defined in the system in the arguments, and then the what was it? The information is in where? Pair. Where does pair get passed off to? Pair equals system arguments 2. Oh, okay. Pair.split, and this is what we're feeding in. We're feeding in the K and the V. So s.dumps session dictionary here. So okay. That's how it's getting done. Let's save it out, and then let's run the file. Python make Flask token. We need to supply the name of the cookie, fortune, and then the name of the value that we want to put in. The value that we want to put in is very auth. Very auth equals admin, like this. Okay, so the script outputs a cookie for us, a cookie value. We're going to copy this, and then we're going to feed it into the application. So most cookies going to go into the session, paste in the flag that we forged, and then we're going to reload the page. And because it's the correct cookie, then we get the flag for the challenge. So picoCTF pwn all the cookies. Great. Copy this, and then go back to the challenge, paste in the flag, submit the flag, and then you're done. All right, everybody, this was a guided walkthrough for the most cookies challenge from the picoCTF platform as part of their picoCTF 2021 event. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out.
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button, and if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.